All right, everyone, and hello, and welcome to another Friday of the Hubcast. This week it is no guest here; it is just me. But I'm going to actually show you something that may be useful to you in your investigations. Now, bear in mind, I've been out of digital investigations for a little while now, but I still tinker and do a lot of research. I teach university class and whatnot. So, and some of what I'm going to show you is actually code that I wrote in Python. Now, you hear the word Python and you're going to go, oh no, this is going to be way too advanced for me. No, as always, we have an easy button. I think Staples has that trademarked, but for the most part, I'm going to show you guys an easy button. And to make sure you guys can hear me okay, because I know last week I had some issues with volume. Let me know. Make sure you can just drop in the chat that if you guys can hear me okay. Life's good. I hope so. Because we're testing all of our equipment, because literally I go on the road next week. Now, I don't think there's going to be a Hubcast next week unless I talk the guys into IASIS into doing something on the phone, because I'm not taking the whole mobile studio with me when I go down there. But the week after that, hey, thanks, Peter. I appreciate it. So, yeah, we're going to be down at IASIS literally next week, right? It starts, classes start, I think, Monday. Hey, thanks, Whetstone. Hey, how you guys doing? So that starts Monday, and I think we get down there on we're down there Thursday, Friday down in Florida at IASIS, and then we got the weekend, and then we're back just Monday, and then literally I'm home for just a few days, and then back to Techno. So it's going to be a crazy couple weeks, but I will have for sure there'll be broadcasts during that week of Techno security because we're taking the entire mobile studio with us, which is absolutely insane to be able to do that. So it's a lot of fun. I'm looking so forward to getting out of this basement. I really am, and actually see real people again. And hopefully some of you guys are going to be there at one of these shows that we're going to be at. I'd love to say hi, because what I have here too, real quick, is just a bunch of swag stuff. You know, I've been showing bits and pieces of it all the time. And yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Megan's going too. We're dragging Megan down to Techno Security, which is going to be a lot of fun. So I got a lot of swag. So if we see you at a conference, come up and say hi to us, because we have some really fun. I don't know if I can get this off of here now. I stuck this on my mic stand, and I shouldn't have done that, because now it's really stuck. We have some fun things. If you come up and see us, you get like this little fun guy, right? That way, because you see everybody walking around these things with, and we have some very special ones. I'm not going to show you those, but I will show you this one. You know how you see everybody walking around the conferences with their blue things, and everybody else feels important? Well, now every member of Cyber Social Hub is going to feel important as well. Oops, I just threw that behind my desk. Because we're going to put those on your name badge. Now, obviously, I got a funny story real quick, and I promise we'll get started. Anyone that knows me is going like, oh gosh, here goes Kevin. But I never drank coffee until I became a police officer. And where I really started drinking coffee was at IASIS. Believe it or not, I went to IASIS training, and that's where I really started drinking coffee, just because between the guy who was down there, Mark, who haven't actually, he was from New Jersey. I'm from Ohio, and we sat next to each other and became friends. He actually came in to my wedding, and everything was great. You get to meet a lot of nice people down there. But in order to stay awake sometimes, I needed to start drinking coffee. So we have coffee mugs. That's right. We have awesome coffee mugs that we give it away. These things are actually pretty decent. I mean, usually I was a little worried about the quality of these, but these are solid. And we'll give some of those away. And of course, I lost my camera. Hang on one second. Let's quit playing around here, camera. Oh, joys. See, I'm testing a new cable, and that's what happens sometimes in a live environment when you're testing a brand new stinking cable. Hang on. I will be back. That's right. Ignore what's happening. It's all just a mystery. Hey, I'm back. There I go. So I don't know what's up with this cable, but literally it's like on a timer. It's got 4 hours of use, and then shuts my camera off. And there's no timers on the set on the camera, because the other cable was just fine. I could run it forever. Anyway, coffee mug. And of course, being Cyber Social Hub, we would not be unless we brought fun stuff with us. Oops, hang on. So we had our own little glasses made of pint glasses. Oop, yes, and by the way, they are glass. So we'll have a bunch of that swag as well. And of course, we're going to have a limited supply of these. These guys, man, they jacked the price really up on these for me. It's a shell that was, or a spent shell that was fired out of an A10 Warthog. And here's kind of like a little certificate that shows that, yes, indeed, it was. Oops, it's wanting to focus on everything but this Warthog. There we go. Out of there. So we got those. Man, we just got so much stuff here. I don't want to take up too much time. We got all kinds of stuff. Obviously, I have a big police supporter. Bunch of Cyber Social Hub stickers. And kind of our new thing. I showed it last week. If you guys saw last week's with Mike Rago, we had these made. These are our new challenge coins. It says Cyber Social Hub around it. It is a nice quality. The artist and the manufacturer did a phenomenal, come on, focus, did a phenomenal job on these. And so there they are. There's that side. And then the other side, it says Digital Investigator, and it's got some binary. No, the binary does not mean anything on these, which I didn't think to leave a little Easter egg like that. But we got a bunch of these things. And if you guys want some of these things too, make sure you can kick me an email or message me in the hub. We'll see what we can do to get you set up. And of course, nothing is complete without the traditional koozie, right? Everyone needs a koozie for sure. And then I think the last one, is this the last one? Megan, am I missing? Oh, I'm missing something else. So this one, literally, I have like 5 of these because we ordered it in for a test thing. Hey, Brett, you have got a coin, sir. I will see you at Techno, so I'm bringing coins. So this is kind of cool. This made me laugh. I liked it. It says Cyber Social Hub Hubcast. These are our guests. Get these. It is a magazine flask. It is exactly what it looks like. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I liked it. It made me laugh, so I ended up getting a few of those out too. I've been holding off because I didn't show everybody these because I didn't want anyone else at the conferences copying the stuff that we were doing. I know it's sad to say, but now it's like a week away, so I don't think anyone can get stuff in. But we also have these little guys too. We have these guys too. These are coolers. These are little portable coolers that say Cyber Social Hub on them. And, I don't think it's Faraday rated. I know it inside looks like aluminum, but we have these two. These are mainly for Myrtle Beach. Maybe a couple at IASIS down there. That's it. All right, done. Thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of swag and way too much. Yeah, you got to rush shipping at this point, right? You might be able to make it to see down there. But hey, what we're doing today is we're going to show you some pretty awesome things with pulling data off of social media. Now, I say social media. I know in the description of this broadcast, it specifically says Twitter. And that's 100% accurate. I'm going to really focus in on Twitter. I wrote some Python code. Man, it's been several years ago. I've updated it. Well, most of the pieces. There's still a couple pieces that are throwing errors, of course. And my coding skills are a little rusty. But most of it's working. And again, it's free to you guys. I will give it away. There is a GitHub out there, so don't go searching for it because the stuff on GitHub is broken because some of the modules weren't updated, and they've updated the modules to deal with some of the Twitter streaming rules. So it'll just throw an error. It won't work. I will be getting these things up. I'll be putting them in Cyber Social Hub, and I'll be putting them out on GitHub more than likely. And have fun with the code. Just don't use it to make money. That's all I'm asking. Just use it for your own investigations. Don't use it to make money, and it's yours. You can use it as you see fit. So, but something I want to show you too here real quick on Cyber Social Hub is we've added another new section here. So here is Cyber Social Hub. And if you look over here on the side, can't see my little arrow for some reason. Oh, there we go. There it is. In the big, it looks like a Mickey Mouse hand almost. Right here, it says the library, right? So the library is, and I know it's a little offset because I literally just built this out. And what it is just going to be resources, materials, right? These aren't where the conversations happen. These happen in the groups here on Cyber Social Hub. So it's like a live chat with like any group on LinkedIn, Facebook, stuff like that is the groups. But these little guys give you some OSINT resources, open source software. So if we click into one of these, you're going to look like, it's like, hey, these kind of look like forums. Yeah, that's really what they are in the back end. But we can click on, say, hey, you want to Google dorking. We can go ahead and get that, and then here's the link to the, where the database is for the Google hacking or Google dorking, whatever you want to call it, site, and you can go there. And if you have comments or stuff that doesn't work, obviously any comments in here has to pertain to the main, and anybody can put these in here. Now, if you go to Cyber Social Hub, you'll notice that I've been posting a lot because I was building this out, and I wanted it to be semi-full for when you guys actually saw this thing. So, I put Brian Carrier's book in here, some of the recommendations of book sections, some of the open source stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry, the thread is kind of full with my stuff, but I'm encouraging you guys to go in. If you guys have your own sources, and maybe a book you wrote and you want to throw it in there and it's valuable to the community, put it in there, because I'm definitely interested in seeing that. Again, I'm trying to build a community where we're just helping, any digital investigator, cybersecurity folks that have to find some type of information, or they're stuck in a case and they can't get it. Hopefully they can find the answer out there. And again, it's 100% free if you have not joined yet. Cybersocialhub.com, 100% free. We don't sell. That's what other people are always worried about. It's like, oh, you're going to sell my information. That's how you make your money. No, it is absolutely not. I'm pretty transparent of how we make our money. You can see them along the side there, right? It's sponsors. They pay for the site, and they help to get things out to you guys. So when we never, ever, 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 just to be clear onto this, never, ever give your information away to vendors. So that's really important, and that's important to me because obviously I have a security background and forensic background. Now there are some cases where this happens, and you're like, uh-oh, here it comes. If you sign up for one of their webinars, right, a webinar that say somebody is giving, they're going to get your email address, right, and they're going to send you promotional stuff. Just hit unsubscribe if you don't want to be part of it. So that's how it works. It's really that simple. Really that simple. So yeah, check out Cyber Social Hub if you're not a member. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, it'd be great if you go ahead and do that, because it really helps with our exposure, right? Because Google algorithms, they like people subscribing and hitting the like button, things like that. If you do that, awesome. It would be absolutely awesome. All right, so somewhere in here, I can't see the poll in this chat. That's kind of depressing. Thanks you guys for those likes. There's a few of you doing that. I really appreciate it too. Excuse me. So there was a poll of whether you conduct social media investigations. So if you do, let me know. If you don't, then hey, hang out and maybe you'll learn how to do that, at least a little bit. Again, I'm not going to provide you the real details of, hey, you start here, do this, do this. I'm going to show you in the purpose of this is to show you at least where to get started on how to gather the information. And there's an advanced nerdy way that I'm going to show you, but I'm also going to show you the easy way as well, using just free software. And I mentioned it, I referenced TweetDeck in the description, I think, of this. So those are what we're going to use. And you're like, okay, well, how do we do this? Let's get rolling. Okay, and also, there was some code I found. This code is not mine, and I want to give credit to the person who wrote it. So we'll look it up at some point here today. And they did, and it makes my code look horrible. Let's be honest. Whoever wrote this was a programmer. They did a good job. And it's for Instagram. And man, it did a phenomenal job. And I want to do a video just on this alone, but I wanted to at least give a sneak peek into it. But it deserves a whole session of itself, because it's pretty involved of the things that you can do with that. You do have to be careful. Don't use any of your own account information with that one, because I may have or may not have got flagged a couple times. It didn't get me banned, but I did get flagged once or twice when I was using it, because it makes a lot of API calls really fast. And they even tell you that on the GitHub page. But I'll show you all that stuff. Fun. All right, I'm going to open up something first. Okay, how many, just, I really can't obviously see a show of hands because there's no even raise hands in here. It's just kind of a thumbs up, and we already got 12 people doing that. But If you've ever conducted a social media investigation, just kind of put like can you guys put thumbs up in there? Does it do emojis? And I think it does. It does some weird dap thing, I think, too, because I found that weird emoji in there. So if you guys just want to put any weird emoji, it doesn't matter what it is. If you've actually conducted an investigation on specifically Twitter, since that's what we're talking about, and we'll lead into Instagram maybe a little bit too, of of how that goes. So if you have, go ahead and just throw that into chat, and we'll rock there. Okay, awesome. I see you coming in, and so what I'm going to show you is if I can find the right buttons here. There's that button. All right, and then we're going to switch right over here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was testing a few things before we started. Let me get rid of that little guy there. Okay, awesome. So if you've never used, how many of you guys have used TweetDeck before? Hey, Jimmy. Gosh, great goodness, I haven't seen you forever. Has anyone ever used TweetDeck before? It's absolutely free. I know Mac OS has an app you can download for Mac OS. I don't know about Windows because I am not a Windows user anymore, and I haven't been for a number of years. But I know Mac has it. If you've ever used TweetDeck before, it's free. You can go download it. But why even do that? Because they now, I don't know how long they've been doing this because I've been using it forever, right? TweetDeck's been around for a long time. And it was originally, I know Twitter didn't originally make TweetDeck, but they ended up purchasing it. Everyone thought, oh, they're just going to kill it. It's going to die now. Twitter has bought it and it's gone. But no, it's still around and it still works really well. And the URL for that is just tweetdeck.twitter.com. It's just a subdomain of the main Twitter. So I'm going to show this really quick because this is easy, and I'm going to make a whole post on this in the resources section, the new resources section. So you guys will have all of these, but they're pretty easy. And honestly, I think you can probably Google most of these and get them with no problem. It's none of my original work. So I want to be clear. I love giving credit to those who actually do the research and put the hard work into this thing. And I've tinkered with TweetDeck. By no means a TweetDeck expert. So some of you actually may know some tricks. And if you do, share them because I will happily show them right here. So this is what it is. You do need an account, obviously a Twitter account to do this. And you don't want to use your own account, as you can see, like I'm doing right down here. Don't do that in a normal investigation, right? I'm doing it for demonstration purposes, so I don't really care. But yeah, just keep in mind that you don't want to do that. Now, there's a couple instances that you want to look at Twitter, because Twitter has a lot of valuable information that's hidden behind the scenes, even that some people don't even know about. Everything that's broadcast out when you do a single tweet, that things like modules can catch, like if you're any Python folks, and any Python folks out here, if you like doing Python, there's some modules out there. One's called Tweepy. Twitter has one itself, and they pull additional information from a standard tweet. And I'm going to show you just the volume of stuff that you can get from one standard tweet. But let's start basic, right? I teach a small forensic class for Ohio Northern University here in Ohio. And it is a real small course. And, we were looking at social media and some of the things that you can collect from there. And how do you watch specific areas? And there's a lot of what ifs to what I'm about to show you, especially if someone doesn't have their geo on. That's going to be a huge impact. So I'm not here to sell you some type of magic solution to the problem that you may be facing, because in any investigation, there's a lot of what ifs, right? If the person's not doing this, can we gather this information? I love this, what I'm about to show you, just for the raw intel of things alone, especially if you have a protest that's going on in your area, if there's a large social event like football games, carnivals, things going on in the parks, whatever. This is great for what I'm about to show you. So let's say that we want to first look at an individual, right? We want to look at an individual. To do that is really simple. Over here on TweetDeck, again, I'm already signed into the account here, and I'm just going to hit add a column. Now, you can do a couple different things here. Now, this gets a little crazy because your columns can fill up really fast. And if you don't like overload of information, your eyes and brain are going to literally melt here. So what I'm going to show you is we're going to go after a user right here. Now, you can see there's home. Now, the home means my account, right? The account that I am logged into. User is anyone that we want to go after. And that's what I'm going to click here. I'm going to click user. And so by default, it's going to pop open any of the accounts that I have here, right? And obviously, it's showing my primary account that I'm logged into. Isn't that funny? Megan, you did a great job on my sunglasses here for Myrtle Beach's hubcast. That made me, it still makes me laugh every time I see it. But I'm going to look, and just for giggles here, because we know everything that's going on, right? I'm going to look for Elon Musk, right? I picked these on purpose, yeah. And because, you know, he's looking to buy Twitter, right? I mean, I don't know the latest. I didn't watch today what's going on. But you know, he's looking to give everyone one of these little blue check marks, his verified accounts. So this is definitely who I want to watch. So there he is right there. I'm going to go ahead down here into when I verified that's indeed who it is. You can kind of scroll the preview to see if this is who you're looking for. And it's like, yep, this is it. I'm going to hit add column. And then I'm going to close this back out so you guys can see. Now, if Elon Musk were to tweet right now, this would pick it up and it would just fall in line right up here. It would just continue to scroll just like anything else. Now, it does do a history. Let me see how far back this one is going to go. It looks like it's only going to go back a day. It might be my refresh as well, because sometimes it doesn't like the refresh. I think the default rule, if anybody can correct me on this, for a person, it's generally, I thought the last 7 days, but it doesn't want to even seem to do. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's a refresh issue. You got to remember, I'm streaming a lot of video right now. So, yeah, so it's going to continue to refresh here. You can see it goes back 4. I thought it was 7 days, but yeah, I could be wrong. So there we go with Elon Musk. Great. That's fantastic. We can just watch and grab anything that he does. Even if he deletes it, it's too late. We have it right here on the screen. Now, the thing that I do not like, and I'm going to go up here and stress this to you, I do not like is the fact that it's almost impossible to pull data out of here. If somebody knows how to do that, please say so in chat, like right now. How to pull the data out of TweetDeck, other than like copy it all, paste it all, screenshots, whatever. That's why I like TweetDeck for just the live intel of something, or the things that are initially get me going in a search to start building the building blocks of it. So because I haven't found a way to do that yet, and I'm sure, again, I don't do these investigations every day, so I'm hoping some of you that do may have that suggestion. But there we go. So here's Elon Musk. I'll wait for that to come into chat. Hopefully somebody knows. But here he is. Boom. All right, great. Okay, so yeah. Now we can refine this a little bit more. Now, obviously, Elon Musk owns or is a CEO of SpaceX, right? Obviously, here you see the rockets. Right. He's also the CEO of Starlink, which, by the way, I found out today is finally here in Northern Ohio. So I'm very happy about that. I may consider that as a backup internet source. It makes me happy. And, you know, what they're huge for right now is, you know, obviously, especially the war in Ukraine going on, all the internet's being knocked out. However, the satellites are up and running fine. His system's very portable. You can move it around and still get internet where you're at. It doesn't rely on ground infrastructure to make that happen. So that's kind of a nice thing. But, you know, I don't necessarily care about these things. I am interested in what he has to say about his Twitter purchase, right? I want to know, is he going to get Twitter? So we can come up here. If you look and you can see this, I'm going to try to, I can't zoom in on this. Nope, it won't let me zoom in on this particular thing. And oh, this little guy right here. Hold on, let me pull this down a little bit so you can see it. There we go. So this little guy, right there is a filter bar. I'm going to pull this down. So now we can see, all right, we can add some more conditions to this. Right now, we're showing all tweets, and we can drop this down and we can say, hey, only the tweets with images, videos, GIFs, or GIFs, depending on your pronunciation, and tweets with any type of media, tweets with links. So we can filter this down a little bit more. I'm going to leave this at all tweets because I want to catch everything that he's saying, right? But I do want to catch specific words if he mentions Twitter, right? If he mentions the word Twitter, which I've just typed in there, and I'm going to hit enter, and see what happens here. And sometimes this thing's a little bit funky, and sometimes it'll do it right, and sometimes it will not. So if anyone else has seen something like that, make a comment in the chat like, yeah, it's a little wonky sometimes, because I've seen that more and more with TweetDeck, unfortunately, than I'd care to see. So here, obviously, we can filter down some of these. Here's the Twitter vid here. And see, this one doesn't show Twitter in it anywhere unless it's this video. What I did find is that it looks into some of the great goodness, the links and stuff that it doesn't show in a full thing to find that word Twitter. So I'm going to wait for this to update again because I'm a little lagged on this stuff. So it may not be up to par as to where it's at. But we can see, hey, there's the word Twitter. There's the word Twitter. As we go through here, we're seeing a lot of things Twitter. And it's clear that he is, there's an @ Twitter in this particular one here. And again, talking Twitter again. So it really helps us narrow down our search. As things happen, it's going to match Twitter. We can also exclude certain terms, right? We can say, hey, oops, not that one, sorry. We can exclude words. So, say we don't want to see anything to do with SpaceX. So we can clear those. And clearly this is doing something bizarre. So it's like it's not working, but it really does. Trust me, it does work. So we could go and see that. So now we're seeing the Twitters here, so on and so forth. All kinds of different Twitter stuff, and hopefully filtering out the SpaceX. And again, I'm a little lagged, so I apologize. And then say, all right, we don't want any retweets because we don't care if he's retweeting something or not. I'm still stumped as to why these are doing this. Because it does not clearly say Twitter anywhere in here. And this is clearly a SpaceX one. There's a couple images that just are being bizarre to me today, and I don't know why. But that's how you can do that. Clearly right through there. I'm going to clear this out, and everything should come back. If I clear, and clear. See how it's not updating? Again, sorry, because I'm streaming like a full 1080p video out of here. So it's going to take a few seconds for this thing to pop in. If you have this experience, here's what I do. I click here and I go remove. And then I go back to this and I go back to, say, Elon Musk, find him here. You can do it also in this search bar and hit back. And then like, yep, this is what I am looking for. And is there a way, I did this wrong here. I want to add this to a column. I don't see where I can add it to a column here. I go tweets, pull this thing up. There we go. And then add column from there. There, now everything comes back. So again, it's going to take a little while to refresh. And again, you see I'm stuck here at one day until it decides to pop itself back up. But here's one way that we can do that. Now, let's say we want to only see specific information in a particular area, right? So in a particular area, again, I'm having some doubts now. I tested everything before I went live, of course, and it worked because I wasn't broadcasting. And now it's being a little funky. But you guys can try this on your own and let me know if it works. So I'm going to go over here to Google Maps, right? So I just zoomed into to New York because I knew that, it's going to be a lot of stuff here, right? Twitter is pretty big. And you can probably notice I've got some weird things, these little pins that I've dropped here, and they're in the form of a square. We're going to get to those here shortly. I got some yellow ones in here, and I got these tealy, greeny, blue things that are in here. So what we're going to do, though, is just kind of zoom in, and I'm going to go right over here to where the Empire State Building is at, or near here. And then I'm going to go on Google Maps, and I'm going to right-click this little guy, Come on, Magic Mouse. Yeah, I'm on a Mac and the Magic Mouse is being evil. So right here at the top, when we do that, it's going to pull out some coordinates. I want these coordinates. I definitely want these things. So I'm just going to click it, and you can see down at the bottom, it popped up. Hey, it's copied to your clipboard now, these specific coordinates. So, okay, great. That's awesome. We're going to do that, and I'm going to zoom back out a little bit and switch back over here to TweetDeck. Now, what I want to do is I want to add yet another column here. I want to add another column, and I'm going to do another search. A lot of these are going to be searches. If you want to do at mentions, messages, you can do all that stuff. Obviously, we cannot watch messages from other people's accounts. These are your accounts. That's why I'm not showing a lot of this stuff because it does pertain to your own account. I'm going to go back to this search right here. And it's like, okay, what do you want to search for? In here, I'm going to delete the Elon references. And you can kind of see already, I was tinkering with this with the students the other day. I'm going to type the word geocode, right? I'm going to type the word geocode. I'm going to try to type the word geocode and put a colon and then space. Okay. I think there's a space. No, Twitter does not like those spaces. That's what it is. And then I'm going to paste those coordinates in there. Now, here's the kicker with this. You can see I'm kind of going back. Hopefully you guys can see this a little bit because it does naturally put a space right here between the comma right after the 3, if you can see that, and then the minus or the negative right before the 7. There's a space in there, and we got to get that out of there. So I'm just going to delete that, okay? And because Twitter does not like those spaces. So I'm going to go down to the end of this. Now that we've done it, what we've told TweetDeck now is that we want to watch a specific location or specific area, right, based off of this. Now, I'm going to hit comma again. Now what we need to do is tell it, well, how far out do you want to go? And we can break this down. It's in kilometers for TweetDeck. I don't know that I've tried miles, actually. I've always done it kilometers for whatever reason because I think that's the way I learned it. So that's just the way I've done it. But I don't want to go out very far. I'm going to go out 0.2 km, right? 0.2 kilometers, right? So I don't want to go out very far, and I'm going to hit enter on that. And boom, there we go. So we can see everything, and this all should be basically from the New York area there with all of it. Yep, just a photo, and a lot of it is reference to, yeah, in all fairness, most people do use kilometers. We just do not. So we can see here, yeah, they're referencing New York Public Library, overcast day in Midtown Manhattan. So a lot of these are probably right in that area. And as we let it roll, now keep in mind, this says 9 minutes ago. As new ones come in, they will fill in. I'm going to close this one from Mr. Musk here in case it decides to update. Again, I'm having a little bit of streaming issues. That's where Starlink as a backup would come in play. My internet is failing me, but there you go. So now we're pulling back everything from that geo that we can pull in. Now, again, this normally goes about 7 days-ish. And my math is just that. Yeah, it's right in there, right? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's right in there. So there we go. So we're locked in there. Sometimes it'll go more. I'm just going to keep scrolling down and see if it refreshes itself. But anyone with a geocode within that radius, we now have all of those tweets that we can take a look at, view, what have you. But say we wanted to filter this down even more, right? Say you're doing some type of investigation on whatever, right? And I'm scrolling through here, just literally looking for something that would help us filter some stuff down, because we can use the filter on here even more. Now, not necessarily this filter, but we can filter up here in the code. We can put a keyword up here ahead of time. So let's say I wanted to look for this LTZ space because I saw it. Somebody referenced a Chevy somewhere in there. And I'm going to hit enter here. Oh, boom. There is my one tweet that references the LTZ that I saw in there. And it popped it up, and it was in this location, included a picture, included map. I don't know what he's talking about here. I should probably look at these things before I go and put them live on the screen, but this is live data. So if we see something offensive, you're on the wrong profession. Number one, it's just a fact of life. And then, number two, I can't really help it. So there it is. So I'm going to go back here and get rid of that LTZ and look for something, a couple other things that maybe more than one will pop up here. I don't know, but you guys get the point, right? We can filter and watch for anything in those particular areas. And if I want to expand my search, I just come down here. And remember, I'm only at 0.2. I'm going to go out to 0.5 kilometers. So I'm going to stretch a little bit further out. And then I'm going to search for maybe something like just like see who says all NY in there. And I know a couple of those were, yep, there's the NY. Now, with this being said, it's going to literally pick up all the NYs together. So this was like a terrible search to do. But you see, it's filtered those down really, really quickly for me. And if you're looking for something that's happened over the last several days, somebody had some geocode on, you can definitely go and look for it. It looks like it's going to go past 7 days. Oh, great goodness, I did. Look at that. It did refresh back further. Nice. All right. So sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. So we just all hit or miss on there. Now, can we watch a specific area live as it's happening without any of this nonsense? Yeah, we sure can. I'm going to expand this out a little bit more, and I'm going to go a full kilometer. Just going to go 1 kilometer here. Again, no spaces, and it's going to pull all of that stuff in. And you can see the last one I pulled in was a minute ago. If your internet is probably going to be a lot better when you're not broadcasting stuff out, and you'll have this and there won't be a problem with it. But usually this is like constantly updating and piling in there. So that's how we can do this, right? And really pull in this information and see what is happening in a particular area. We can search all of Twitter. Say I just want to find a certain hashtag. We all know we all use DFIR as a hashtag, right? You can search for just a specific keyword. Hey, Brett, look, there you are. Right there. Then you can search for just that and as they happen, right? You're not limited to just saying, hey, Twitter, show me these or click this hashtag. We can watch that hashtag. I can open up another column with another search in there and call it DFIR. I think it's fit, right? Is what all the people, the healthy folks are in. Yeah, there we go. So we can watch these as they come across. So if you know you're at an event and you can filter by geo and by the particular phrase that you're on, you can watch it all live as it happens. And again, if we sat here long enough, this would absolutely update. This made me laugh to no end. I don't know what's so funny about these stinking dinosaurs that really I just want to see mascots fight. That's probably the best thing ever in the world is when I see a mascot at a game fighting or anything. And that's really what I'm hoping for of these big dinosaurs is to see them fight. So yeah, I didn't get to go to Magnet's thing this year, but it looks pretty cool. All right, so basically that's it with TweetDeck. If someone knows an additional tip or trick, drop it in the comments below. You're welcome in the chat because the chat will be part of the replay. I always include it in case there's some valuable information in there. But yeah, geocode, and I'll post all of these things down into the comments, or if you're coming to Cyber Social Hub, I'll do a write up on these too. Geocode is your best friend for that particular term there. And again, if you wanted to, I'm not real happy with the filters right here, but you can kind of see how it wants to do a location here on this particular one. You know, you kind of can. It's like here's New York, USA within, and this is doing kilometers and goes down to meters, 100 meters, but no one's DFIR fit there. So I don't know. Let's go NY there. Yeah, see, it's not working, and we know it works, right? But anyway, so I'm not real happy with these filters down here. I like the ones up top because I know they work really fast. It's a great feature, the goods. It is a really good feature. And here's one that I did for class. I think this is up here in the Cleveland area. where I'm at, it's a geocode for the word baseball, right? Looking for the word baseball. Let me clear all this stuff out. This is going to get nasty. There we go. So yeah, right here. So Midwest baseball. So this was actually 3 days ago. So I'm surprised stuff's still popping in here. But I just did a search for the word baseball and the geocode. I'm pretty sure this was Cleveland, 2 kilometers out from Cleveland. All of these different things that tend to pop in, and you can really narrow it down. Very, very cool little feature. All right, so there is that. I am going to leave Google Maps up because I'm going to use it. And what I'm going to explain to you now is that I wrote some Python code. This is that stuff I was telling you guys about, some of the information that's actually in a tweet. This big hunk of mess is what you're looking at. Literally one tweet, the information that the Tweepy API pulls out. And I got to scroll. Hold on. There you go. It's crazy. And then you got to parse all that stuff. Luckily, I wrote some code that helps you do that. Now, my friend Chet Hosmer and Mike Rago took this to the next level. He actually created a GUI around it. He's using it for multiple things, and it's just amazing for him. But I'm going to show you guys this right here. Now, what I'm using is a piece of software. Now, this is an IDE, right, which is an interface. So my Python code is up top here, right? My Python code's up top here. And, you know, this is just all the code that I wrote. You can see I got it. If anyone does database work, you can probably see, oh, he's pushing this right into a database. Heck to the yeah, I am. Why wouldn't I? That way, it makes it a little bit easier. I get a lot of outputs that go directly to like a spreadsheet. You can, if you rewrite this, I'm not going to rewrite it to do that, but I liked it in the database, and I'm going to show you guys why. And you go, what is all this crazy code that we're looking at here? So there's this thing right here. Hang on, Twitter settings. So I created just one generic default, essentially case file, right? This is not Python code here. Well, it is technically, but it's just a text document, right? It's just a text document with what we're looking for, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rename our case. I'm going to call this Hubcast 2022. Yeah, that sounds good. So I'm just going to call it that. I'm going to target myself just to keep in who I'm going to go after. And this really is the target, so you don't want to lose track of who you're looking for here. This doesn't have to be you. This is the target you're going after here. Now, I have a lot of this geodata just kind of commented out. That's what it's in green here, you can see, because I just wanted to save it because I do a lot of demos of this particular software. And you know, I don't want to have to go and look up the geocodes all the time. But here's one I did of New York right here. And it's the one that's live because it's not green. So we can search live location data here. Now, if you noticed, this is still accurate, but I'm going to show you some information from a bounding box. Twitter does something really confusing when we talk bounding boxes, and that's what I want to talk about right here. And this is part to do with geolocation. So this geodata is one specific lat long point, right? And then the radius that goes out. And you can see that this will do miles, right? This one does miles right here. And that's kind of the spec of this code. It says use miles. All right. So, and I kind of put a comment where this was so I knew. And then we can add keywords in here. Say you want to get things from a certain start date, certain end date. I won't go the ID max. So each each tweet has an ID, and they continue to count forward, right? So the IDs are like massively long now, right? They're massive. And but you can say, hey, I want to start or don't go past this ID, right? So I know this ID happened to this particular date. Don't go past this. Collect everything up to this point, and it will. And I have this saying, don't pull retweets. Now, maybe retweets are an important part of your case. I don't want them. So I put false. I don't want to see retweets. I just want to see the original tweet that happens as it goes on. Now, this right here is the bounding box. This has to do with geolocation. Now, you can see here, the lat and long are reversed in this, and then it's in here twice, but it's not really in here twice. So what this is, this first coordinate here, when you're reading it this way, right here, kind of like a, what is that, little Indian, left to right, big Indian? Anyway, I get them all mixed up. And, you know, when you read this, this is the lower left coordinate. So imagine that we're putting a, oops, hang on here. Imagine we're putting on the map, say our city's right here in the middle, right where my fist is at. And I don't know, I may be backwards. If this is right or left to you, I don't know, because my camera's mirrored, so it's a little confusing. But we want the lower right corner, and I know how exactly I can show this. Yes, that's why I have Google Maps open. There we go. So we can kind of zoom in here and look. Now I have 4 points on here. You don't need 4 points for this to work. All you need is the lower left corner, and then you need the upper right corner. That's it, and it'll draw 90 degrees and take care of that for you. Now, I added this because I was doing some testing to see how Twitter is actually doing this. I was trying to collect every bounding box from across the U.S. So say you were just looking for stuff in, Jersey City. This is your bounding box, Jersey City, right here. Now, does it pick up some stuff in Lincoln Park? Is it picking up some Statue of Liberty stuff down here at Cape, whatever this, Liberty Cruise? Yeah, it's going to pick stuff up outside of there, but this is the bounding box reserved for it. Now, if you see this little one right here, this teal one, this is for this little town. I don't know how to say this. I'm not a New Yorker. Bayonne? I don't know. Hey, it's Costco there too. But there we go. But it's going to pick up this area of New York as well. Or New Jersey. This is New Jersey. Sorry, of New Jersey here. So anything in this little box and that's geocoded, it's going to pick up. Now, I didn't lay these down randomly. Can you lay these down randomly? Yes. You just can't make them too small or it will error out. You can make this box bigger yourself, but these are the official bounds for this one for that area. And there's hundreds upon probably thousands of these things that are out there. And I'll show you exactly what I mean and get back into this code here. So that's just it. That's really what I did for the settings. I'm going to do a specific hashtag. So guys, get ready. Pull your Twitter account open because I want you to see that this actually works. And and we're going to use the same term here. I'm just going to do CSH. I don't want to do it too much. And I want to make it unique too. So CHH, so Cyber Social Hub, Hubcast. There we go. Whoops, spell it right. There we go. I don't want to make it too difficult. And literally, I just made this up just now because I wanted to show you guys that this works. So we're going to watch all of the entirety of Twitter stream for this, right? We're going to take a look at this, and we're going to watch all of it for that. Now, I've written several scripts, and you guys can have any one of these. There are some conditions to this that I want to explain. So it's not a, hey, this is going to guaranteed to work. You do have to sign up to be a developer at Twitter. It's free. Go do it. And, if you're doing it for research purposes, you get access to more stuff in Twitter than you normally would. But just go sign up. It's free, and you can get, you need some API keys in order to do this. And I can show you where those are at. I'm not going to bring that up right now because I have a separate file here. And hang on, I'll flip over there and go. Let me go back to my screen. Second display. There we go. So I got this little file right. Where's it at? Not Twitter validate. Twitter settings. It's here somewhere. It's my Twitter stuff. Oh, I may not have it open. I closed it. That's right. So I closed this because I didn't want you guys seeing my authentication. So it's just called Twitter Authenticate. And it just, you drop your tokens into it and it refers back to it. And I'm working on a system too anyway, I won't get too nerdy on you guys. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys an easy one that I created. Now, this is the easiest thing. For those of you who don't know anything about Python, this is going to be available. I've rewritten it to a point, and I'm trying to make this thing as pretty as possible and very, very easy. If you don't have Python experience, that's okay. That's absolutely okay, because if you can type in a keyboard, you're going to be just fine with this. All right. So I'm going to show you this right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. This one's called a Very Investigator. I've actually renamed it, called CHS Investigator. You can call it whatever you want. It's going to be yours. So was Too Nerdy a song like that, Sam? I just saw your chat there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and hit play on this. What file do I have? Twitter setting. Yeah, I got to save that. Sorry. Save selected file. Yeah, please save that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll make this all different colors and all that pretty stuff right here. So what it did is it went here and it created a case for me, right? Called CSH test, right? CSH test case here. So and then it put the date in the time in here, and it converted it to Eastern for me because that's where I'm at. And then it just says, welcome to Very Investigator. And it says, what is your case name? So I'm like, all right. So it validated a previous case that was loaded in here, thinking that's what we were going to do. Like I said, this code's a work in progress. So I'm just going to call this CSH underscore live because I don't have one called that. It's getting hard because I'm running out of names for these cases. I've shown this for a few years. So that's what I'm going to call my case. Just no spaces. That's the condition. No spaces, no real special characters, underscores and dashes. You're good to go. Then hit enter. Saying, all right, great. Hey, your case name is this, CHS underscore live. What service do you want to investigate? What service do you want to investigate? Now, Facebook is not available yet. I'm not done coding that because I originally wrote this code back in late 2016, early 2017, and I've been adding to it ever since, and I haven't got to the Facebook part of it. So we're going to select one for Twitter, obviously, and that makes it really easy. It's like, okay, hey, what do you want to do here? Do you want to collect the user profile, a user friend list, the user tweets, and then it repeats back to the user friend list because apparently I put that in there twice and didn't mean to. So just the first three is what we have here. Sorry, that makes me laugh. Again, you can tell this is very homegrown code, by the way. Now I'm going to collect my a profile. I'm going to hit 1. Now we haven't told it who we want to collect yet from because it's still not using that other file yet. This is the easy one that I wanted to show you guys. So I'm going to collect a user profile, and it's like, okay, what is the Twitter name? What's the username to gather profile? And apparently English is my second language. And it says, just type the username with no @ symbol and then enter. Well, my username is Kevin DeLong, just all one word, just like that. And we could collect anything that we wanted to from here, their profile, and just hit enter. And as it does that, boom, it does give you some prompts that it did some stuff. It says, hey, we collected it. It went here and pulled the banner, and it pulled the username Kevin DeLong, and it added it to the database. And it just says press enter to continue. All right, let's do that. Hey, it goes right back. Okay, good. So it didn't crash, and it's still kind of working. That's always good. Now I want to pull a friends list. So let's pull a friends list, and it'll again ask you who you want to pull from. It will not remember it because obviously a lot of cases you're doing on social, you're pulling a lot of different things back and forth. So I didn't have it, re-enter a name or anything like that. I probably could have, but there it is. So I'm going to hit enter here, and it says I have 668 friends. They're not friends. Some of you guys I consider friends, but some of the people are just, people that I like to follow. They follow me back. Great information. So there it is. It pulls their user ID and added them as a friend. And you're like, where does it add them? I'm going to show you this in just a minute. I got to move quick because I was talking a really long time, that other part. I can't believe what time it is already. So I'm going to hit enter here to continue, and it's going to go back again. So, okay, so this one is going to take a little bit. I want to pull all the user tweets. Well, how many tweets exactly are we talking? It's a lot. It's like 3,284, I think. I have to go back and look. Hang on. I made a note in here somewhere, I think. Create a database, but I'm not the best commenter in the world. And it's mainly my random notes. You may find some Easter eggs if you dig through this code long enough. But what we did is we just did a loop back because it only allows to pull, I think it's 200 to 400 tweets at a time. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've actually coded this stuff. And so what I did, I just created a list and had it loop back and pull more stuff, and it pulls a lot. There it is. So yeah, right here. So 3,240 tweets with this method, because maximum is 200 that's allowed, but you can see what it's doing here. It's just going back through and looping and pulling it in blocks of 200, and then until we hit the max here of that number. All right. So that's great. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to pull this Kevin DeLong. I should have been starting that while I was yapping, but there it goes. And so what it's doing now is just going back through and pulling, and you can see those long Twitter IDs. That's what that big long number is, or the Twitter IDs of the tweet, or excuse me, the tweet IDs. So once it has those, now it knows, hey, I'm going to go back here and capture this stuff. So that's what it's doing. It's going back and actually pulling the tweets and adding them to the database now. And you say, well, wait, Kevin, I see images going through and I see videos going through. Yeah, absolutely right. It's literally pulling everything that it can get its grimy little hands on out of that Twitter stream. Anything that Twitter allows us to pull, I'm pulling it just because I can, right? And I figure it's going to be beneficial to your case if you're doing some investigation on someone. All right. Now, hey, I wanted to do this disclaimer because Twitter does require me to do this disclaimer, and I'm going to say it here and bring my picture back up. That's still loading. It's going away. Here's the thing, and here's what made me so mad while I was in law enforcement, right? You cannot use this tool, this API, to collect data for law enforcement purposes. I kid you not. Now, as law enforcement, do we always listen to the rules? Not always, because it's publicly available. So the legality of it versus Twitter's developer rules are different. It's their EULA versus what can be allowed by law. You have to check with your prosecution to see if it's allowed. If you're private and pulling this data out, you're good to go. I don't make these rules up. Go to Twitter's developer rules, and they're right in there, because I had fully planned to finish this product and sell it. And then I was like, oh, there's been some people that have been shot down and literally pulled off of, lost their developer license and all sorts of stuff because they didn't follow the rules. And I didn't want that to be me. So now I'm just like, yeah, I'll give it away. Let people decide what they want to do with it themselves. So yeah, that's just it. It's just flying through here, pulling all this data. And it's going to take a minute to do, but I do want to show you the results here. Let me pop up this little guy. All right, so yeah, I called it Twitter Miner here. And what did I call this case? Did I call it CSH something? Oh yeah, the live. Yeah, of course. Now, it's obviously writing to this database right now. So opening it is not the best of ideas, right? We can. It's just not the best idea in the world to do, since it is writing this database right at the moment. So yeah, there it is. It's storing everything right here. So what I'm going to do is show you, but you can also see these paths. It's storing everything. It's hard to see because it's going so fast. Let me see if I can scroll here. Nah, it's going to just keep pushing me up. It's saving everything into this case attachments here. And here's this CSH live. Now, obviously, here's the test I did earlier, but this is the live one that's happening like right now, right? So here's the profile picture I pulled for this user. It put my username in there, and it pulled the banner, my background, and it pulled my picture. Hey, there we go. Yay. And you're saying, well, that's great. It pulled those things, but, it put a date and timestamp of today on because it put it on this media. Yeah, this is, again, for you to look at. I'm going to show you this database when this database is done running so I don't end up corrupting it. I mean, I really want to show it to you, and I don't want it to fail. I can open another one, I guess, if it does. But I want to show you that. But here's tweets. So this is going on right now, right? For this user, each user will get their own separate folder. Like if I start pulling Sam, if I pull yours, Megan, if I pull yours, you guys will all get your own folder in here. So I'm going to go tweeted image right here. Here's all the tweeted images. Now these crazy names are what Twitter stores it as. So I don't change it. I completely just keep it like that. And you can see that, oh, that's my son right there. I don't know who that guy is and why I tweeted that person, but there they are. That was an ice challenge of some sort that I was doing, and I don't know what that was. I think aliens coming to attack. But yeah, my kiddos. just various pictures. You can literally collect everything. It's pulling every image. I mean, it's pulling a lot of tweets. It's still running. It's pulling a lot of stuff for intel on this individual, which is me in this case. So it's pretty cool that it does this. Now it also pulls videos. So here we go. If I wanted to watch this, oh, this was what did I have delivered here? I can't remember. I can't remember what this was. Something big and massive that I had delivered to the house because they dropped it literally on a pallet. Oh, this was my sound booth. Gosh, this was a long time ago. Yeah, they literally just dropped it on the road in front of my house. I was like, how in the heck am I going to get this thing down? Because I live down a hill, which you probably saw like briefly. Yeah, look right here. See, way down this hill, my house is down there. And I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, you can see it pulled every stinking video that I was doing. And then my kiddos, that's generally what I post. But again, it's collecting all of it. Absolutely all of it. So I have it, again, for intelligence information. So you guys think this is good? You like it? Make some comments in the chat if this is good. Can you detect deleted tweets in an account? Sam, I cannot. Now, the caveat to this also, so Sam had asked, I'll put this up on the screen here so people can see it. Sam asked, can you detect deleted tweets in account? No, you cannot. And if that account is private, you can't pull tweets from a private account. You have to be connected to that person as well. So that's kind of the trick. Now, with this being said, though, once I collect this, which it's now finished, right? Once I collect this information, they can delete tweets all day long. It's too late. I have it, right? I already have it. So what I'm going to do now real quick, oh gosh, I apologize. It's after the time we're going to go on, but we're going to keep going. So this video is going to be obviously here on YouTube if you guys want to watch it. I try to keep these only an hour, but long-winded me is going from. So I'm going to go down and open this database right here. I'm going to right-click this and open this. I'm just going to open this with DB Browser here. Hey, there we go. All right. So there, it pulled everything in. So it even gives you a little drop down here. There's the user account that I pulled, right? Here's the date I mined it. So it will show the date that I did this. It pulled the username. Is the user protected? No. So it will tell me if the person's locked and I can't get the information. It will tell me right here. Here's the name of the individual. Here's the profile when it was created, date and time-wise in UTC. Back on December 1st, 2008 is when I created this. And the location entered was Cleveland, Ohio. Now, this is just the location where I live. This is not the location where it was created at because I was not living in Cleveland at the time I did this. You have a description. And again, anytime you highlight this, it's just any SQL viewer here. All the information in this case shows up, over here, and depending on the flavor that you want. Is there a country code? Anyway, it shows you how many people I'm following, how many people are following me, right? How many tweets I've done ever, how many tweets I've done right there. Now, I pulled 3,000, so I pulled half of the history for the most part. How many tweets I've favorite, right, or liked. If there's a thumbnail profile. So what this means is the profile picture still available, right? Is the thumbnail available? Yeah, it is. Here's the live link to that image. And here's the live to the larger one. This is the thumbnail. This is the larger version. Anything I could parse out of this mess, I parsed for you guys. So I also then put in, hey, here is where this lives, right? You can kind of see here, here's the name of the file, this D, blah, 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 for my profile picture. So you know that, hey, this is what I pulled, and I put it over there in that folder, and this is where it lives. Again, here's the banner information, same, small, big, and where it ended up at, right? And I put the word banner in front of this. This is not an original file name. I add the word banner and then the numbers, okay? And if there's a URL in my my profile, it pulls it out, and there is Cyber Social Hub right there. So there it is. There's that. Now let's switch over to, I'm going to drop this down and switch over to tweets because I pulled all of those tweets. Look at all those. Great goodness. I'm going to go just to the bottom here and see how many it actually pulled. Oh man, this is going to be a minute. How many did we go here? I'm thinking it's probably exactly, there we go. 3,224. Boom. So there is all of those. And it went back to, because these are the current ones. Let's see how far it went back. To 2015. So it went back to 2015 for these tweets. Insane. But yeah, you can see the tweet ID, the date that we mined it. Now, this is when it actually extracted it from Twitter, right? So that was obviously today, just a little bit ago, my time. The screen name, the user ID. Was it a retweet, or was it one of my original tweets? If it's my original, it's a 0. If I retweeted it, it's 1, right? And how many times that particular tweet has been retweeted. So it watches all of that stuff. Again, I pulled a lot of information for you guys. So here's the whole tweet. Here's the text that you can pull out of it, right? There it is. There's the guest speaker stuff. This is from 2015. Crazy. And you can still see all the stuff. I was talking about HTCI somewhere back in here. Now, I also was able to pull if there was a place name in the location. Here's Brook Park, Ohio, Westlake, Ohio. If there's a country code, country, bounding box. Look at that. So if there is embedded location information in the tweet, I pull it out and show it to you right there. So now you know it's those 4 coordinates and how to read those 4 coordinates. So there they are. What was used to post this data? So TweetDeck, obviously used in here. Tweetbot for iOS. As you scroll down through here, you'll see some pretty bizarre ones, right? Of everything that I've used over the years to post to Twitter. Right, so it'll show you the source of what software added that in there, if it has an ID. If there's geolocation in here, none in there, and I'm not going to go through all 2,000 for it. I'm trying to go a little faster because there's more I want to show you. If I was replying to someone, here's who I was replying to. And then the Twitter throws a in reply status in here, and so I just copied it out. Was there an image? Yes, there was. Here it is, and here's the path to where it now lives and the name of it to where it was placed. I also hashed that image for you and put the hash into the database. Now, if you look here where it says tweeted image, it says blob, and I click this blob. Hold on. Can I do this? Yeah, there. You see right here, I actually put the code for the picture in your database to maintain the integrity of the hash. So as we pull it, so that's not the only place that it lives in that folder. It also lives inside your database as a blob file. And what that means is it's just, you know, if we want to look at the binary of it or not, yeah, see FFD8FFE0, people know that this is an image file, right? You can see it right there. So I injected it right into the database, which I thought was a pretty cool thing to do. You can't really see it because I got my text so big and it's squishing everything up. But yeah, there it is. It's a drone picture, right? Right there. So we can see exactly what that was. And there's the hash value for that image. And can you extract that out and run that hash? Yeah, you sure can. It's a photo. Here's all the media. It still exists on Twitter today. If you follow this URL, you will see that image. And there's the ID Twitter gave it. Anyway, lots of information in here, which unfortunately I don't have a lot of time to go through all of it. If there's a URL in the tweet, it throws it in here. Now, keep in mind, Twitter changes these to their own twitter.t.cos, right? So these are altered, but this is just what I pulled out of the tweet. It's Twitter. You can follow this link and figure out where it goes. And now this status right here, this is the entire unparsed tweet. I'm going to be scrolling for a while because if you recall, it was here. This is the entire unparsed tweet right here. So I do provide that for you. If you need to go and verify your findings at all, you can go in there and find it in that mess. And then I went a step further and I hashed the entire thing. The entire thing, as I pulled it, we hash it for you. So you then have it. So that's pretty freaking cool that you can go and grab all that stuff like that. And again, all this code is 100% free and you can have it. But I do want to show you a couple more things here. The live one, right? The live one is what I want to show you. Terms, this one here. So remember, what was the term that we selected here? It was, what was the term? Hold on, I got to go over here and search. Twitter settings. Here we go. Okay, so this one right here. I'm going to put this into chat here real quick. So if you guys have Twitter ready, don't hit send yet because I'm not monitoring yet. There it is. So CHS, all caps, underscore hubcast. That's the term we're going to be watching here. And we'll do this live demo so you guys can see if it works. And hopefully it doesn't crash on me. So where's this at? Live Twitter terms. Hold on, I got to go find the file. I know this is kind of a mess up here, and I apologize for that. There it is. Twitter terms. So this is going to watch. Oop, I'm still running something. I'm going to hit stop. Now I'm looking for that term, specifically that term. I'm going to go ahead and hit play, go, and it didn't crash. That's great. Okay, good. So it's running now. So if you guys just tweet out something fun and add either a hashtag of that piece that I just put in there, or you add just that term, it will pop in here, and it's pretty doggone quick. Now, keep in mind, it may seem a little longer to you because I'm living about 5 to 10 seconds in the future, right? Just the delay between when I actually talk, between when YouTube actually shows you guys the video. I'm going to open up Twitter right now and attempt to do this and see if it's going to work on my end as well. If I can find Twitter. There's Twitter right there. And I'm keeping an eye on it to see if you guys are doing anything as well. All right. So live broadcast. I'm typing on my phone if you didn't know here. Yeah, there somebody's doing it right there. Boom. See, it popped up. So one of you guys already beat me to it. And it's just CSH underscore. Is it all lowercase? I guess you did it in upper, so it doesn't really matter. I guess it's not case sensitive. So there, I'm going to hit tweet right now. Already set, go, boom. And we'll see how long it takes it to pull it up. And hopefully I typed it right. Boom, there's mine right there. So live broadcast, and there it is. It took about 5 seconds for me from when I hit send to when I picked it up. Now, keep in mind here, we're watching the entire Twitterverse, everything. And we can see it here, and we're picking up on that. And so any specific terms that you guys know you're watching for intelligence reasons that's going across, will this do multiple languages is a question I get often. Yes, it absolutely will do other languages. It absolutely will, because it's just watching the Twitterverse, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's really quick. And if you were to oh, it's from Nova Scotia. Awesome. Hey, that's great. So yeah, see, I'm still seeing tweets come in. It's just collecting those, and it's throwing these into a database. Now, if you guys really wanted to get crazy, if you would attach an image, a link, anything of that. Here, I'm going to take a quick picture of you guys. Well, what I see of the control panel here. I'm going to take a quick photo of this and what kind of my setup looks like with the camera and all. Boom, there. And then I'm going to do a tweet with this, and I'm going to show you that it will also collect the image. Now imagine here, I can't talk and tweet at the same time. There should be a rule to that, but here is another test. I have to actually say yes what I'm typing. I'm sorry. It's just I have an old processor upstairs, and it's single threaded 386. So you know, I can't do more than one thing. So see, all right, tweet. All right, so I tweeted this out. I tweeted an image with it this time. So I want you guys to see. It does take a few seconds for mine to come through, but boom, there it is. And you can see that it provided a URL is what I displayed. But I'm going to show you inside the database now what it actually looks like and what this is appearing as. So I'll wait a couple more seconds to see if any more of you are brave and decide to tweet anything out. But nope. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit stop here. All right, I'm going to stop this. So anyway, the database finalizes. And I got to go over and find that database because I called this a different case name. What did I call this thing? Hubcast 2022. And it's probably in this other folder. This is what happens when I don't organize what I'm doing. It's just kind of a big chaotic mess. It's probably in here. Yep, there it is, right there, that little guy. All right, I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna open this with a browser. Okay, so here we are, and here we collected these. Oh, I'm sorry, don't mean to show you guys' names, my fault. But I'll quickly roll over here to this, and you can see that it did pull my tweet, and it pulled the photo as well, right there. It did pull it right there. Does it? Yeah, it did a blob right there. So there is, the camera system that I'm using. It's kind of hard to see. I apologize, just because I have my screen so big, so you guys can see the fonts. But there's what I see right there. Oh, there was me taking the picture that you guys can kind of see this. But yeah, it did capture that photo. Now, after I hit send, let's say I decided, oh wait, I didn't want to send that. I hit delete real quick. I'm like, okay, I don't think anyone saw it. It was too quick. It's too late. I have this information. It's in my database. I was watching for this term, or I was watching a specific geolocation for this stuff. It's too late. I already have it. And that's how you see a lot of these politicians getting hit. There's different services out there that collect tweets. This one is nice, and I added this with investigators in mind, because you can see here I was searching for hubcasts, and I'm providing hash values as we pull this stuff down for you guys. If you don't know what a hash value is, don't worry about it. But it's just a way to authenticate that, hey, the evidence didn't change from the point I grabbed it to the point we can go back and check it at any time. This hash value will remain the same. So there you have it. And hopefully you guys, this was useful to you guys at all. And I'm going to make this code available to you. I didn't get to show you all of the stuff, and I didn't definitely get to show you the Instagram one, just because I didn't realize this was going to take so long to show. Again, if you guys like this kind of content and like to see more of this stuff, again, I'm going to give this to you for free. You can have it. If you have problems with it, just ask and I'll help you get set up. It's a pretty easy thing to get set up in here. Hash is made with potatoes. That's funny, Ron. Sorry, I got to put this up because it makes me laugh. There you go. Yep. And if you guys like this kind of stuff, let me know. I'd like to do more of these things for you. Again, the hubcasts are supposed to be kind of a fun, getting to know people in the industry type thing, but maybe we'll call it something else in like the learning sessions or something like that live, because I do like doing these things live, just because I have a background in radio, so everything was always live. Recording things just seems weird to me, but we absolutely can do that. So if this stuff's valuable to you, let me know. I'm going to make all of this code available to you. You do have to sign up to be a developer on Twitter. Again, it's free. Doesn't cost anything to do that. So with that, guys, I'm waiting for questions that you might have. I'll hang out here for a few minutes and see if you guys have anything question-wise. It's a fun tool. You can do all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to give you, while I'm waiting on any additional questions here real quick, I'm going to flip back over here because I did have this ready. You can see that my this is called OSINT. If you're already into Python and you already know how to do this stuff, this is what pulls from Instagram right here. And you can pull, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Whoever wrote this, phenomenal work on this thing, because it's pretty stinking awesome. They can pull email addresses. They can pull all kinds of craziness out of this thing. And see how pretty this is? I want mine to be pretty. Mine's not pretty like this. But we'll show this another time for sure. And maybe in a couple weeks, or maybe it's something I'll do next week. Who knows? All right, guys. I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. And thanks so much for hanging out with me on Friday again. I'm hoping to see you guys at either Techno or IASIS is coming up. And I know we got a bunch of other conferences like PFIC coming. I actually put in a talk for Techno on the West Coast one. So yeah, come hang out in Cyber Social Hub. Let me know what you think of the resource areas. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and to this channel, so that way it helps us out, get our messages out to help other investigators. If not, I hope to see you guys in the hub. I see the word hey, back to you. And so if not, guys, I am, hey, you're welcome as always, the goods. See, I never know anyone's real name in here because I can't see. That's all I can see. It's just the goods. So don't forget to like and subscribe again. That helps us out immensely. Thanks, guys, so much. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast and see you guys in Cyber Social.